Hey, what's up guys? It's Andrew here again. This week I'm going to give you a series of videos. There's going to be 3 to be exact. I'm going to give you my Blu-ray collection here in this video. As you can see, here's my small but growing horror Blu-ray collection. And then the next couple videos I'll give you my DVDs, which are a little bit bigger. As you can see, I'll break those up into 2 parts. So yeah, I'll give you a couple updates, just to let you know what I think about these movies. Yeah, some of these are out further than others, as you can see, because I'm going to be watching those soon. So I kind of like look forward in time. So, but yeah. Also on Tuesday, I am going to be seeing The Witch, which I will let you know what I think about that probably Tuesday night. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. So yeah, up first, let's see here, it's gonna be 30 Days of Night. Yeah, that's obviously from 2007, I want to say. Yeah, it's Josh Hartnett, Melissa George. I really like this movie. Great vampire movie. The Blu-ray transfer on this looks phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, it's a great vampire flick. It's actually pretty original too. Pretty unique. I never saw one, you know, set in a place like this. It's set in Alaska. So, you know, it's like 30 days of night. They have like a whole month of darkness. So obviously that's like prime for vampires. So like, it's really great that they thought of that. So yeah, yeah, it was good. The next one here is a really underrated movie. I don't find a whole lot of people talking about this, which is All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. The Blu-ray of this looks pretty good, especially because it was still shot in analog. So, and the transfer's pretty good on this. I really enjoy this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I find it very underrated. Again, don't hear a lot of people talking about this. So yeah, definitely check it out. It has like Amanda Heard. And yeah, I mean, the characters are all super fun. It's a little different of a slasher flick, so I can understand why it isn't as well known. Next one here is the Amityville Horror. This actually was a double feature. I did not know it was going to come with the 2005 remake. You see the 79 and the 05 remake. Not the biggest fan of the remake, but I got this because I knew it was the original, and I love this cover. Just look at that cover. Like, it just looks really eerie and everything. It's like really dark. It's got clouds. So yeah, I really like this. The transfer on this looks really good too. Watched it the first day I got it. I thought it looked great. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I really love having that on my collection. Next one is As Above, So Below. This is a newer movie, found footage. I am a fan of found footage movies, so this is one that I actually really like. Kind of an adventure movie, goes to the Christian catacombs. It's got a very good story to it, so I recommend checking it out, even if you're not a fan of found footage. The next one here is Carrie. I already talked about this. I really like this movie, so I'm just going to move on. Next one here is Dark Skies. Yeah, I really like this movie. This is my favorite alien, well, like, true alien movie. I guess you could count The Thing as an alien movie, but like this is like a sort of like featuring the Greys pretty much. This is my favorite movie of all them. It's really, I found it really atmospheric. The first time I watched it, had a hard time sleeping that night, to be honest. Disturbia is my next one. This is more of like a teen thriller, more so than just a straight up horror film. But it's Shia LaBeouf's like breakout movie. I know he was in Holes, but this is kind of like his breakout. David Morse is really good as the killer. I found this really fun movie. I mean, it is great. Like, yeah, just a lot of fun. The next is the complete anthology, The Exorcist. The thing that I love most is all the transfers look great on this, and I found that I really liked a couple of them. Like, obviously the first one, but the third one is phenomenal. The second one would work if it was its own film. I don't like it as a sequel as The Exorcist, but The Exorcist Dominion is actually, I found, like the better prequel. But yeah, I do like that. Next one here, having a hard time getting these out. And let me see here if I make some adjustments. Alright, that'll be easier now. Next one here is Ginger Snaps. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Scream Factory. I find that this cover looks phenomenal. Like, it really captures the feel of the movie, and I feel like it's yeah, I love their covers, and I find that this is probably my favorite werewolf movie. I have so much fun with this movie. It's so awesome. The acting's great, the metaphor's great, you know, the characters are great. So yeah, that Ginger Snaps. Next up is my favorite horror movie, Halloween 2. Now this one, I actually like the 30th anniversary Blu-ray look better, but I don't own that one yet. Probably be getting that this Halloween. But yeah, this one, the Blu-ray looks great. Again, this is Scream Factory, so that's 2 Scream Factories in a row. There will be more to come. But yeah, this Halloween 2, it looks great. Yeah, I've already talked about it, so yeah. The next 2 kind of can talk about together, and that's the Haunting in Connecticut. The first one, I find it to be enjoyable for the first half, and then when it gets into this, which is the ectoplasm and all that stuff, it kind of gets weird, and I don't really like it as much. But the first part of it, I find to be really good. I like the characters in this movie. And again, the second one, which this one, these 2 here kind of play off of this double pack here of A Haunting in Georgia and A Haunting in Connecticut, which were the first 2 episodes of the show A Haunting. So, I mean, these 2 kind of, I think that's why they put these 2 together in a series. But yeah, I find this is the much superior movie, like, overall. It's got a better storyline, more cohesive. It's like much more straightforward, and I feel like this works. I mean, the first time I watched this, I was like really creeped out. So yeah, House at the End of the Street, not much to say about this. I find this is one of my guilty pleasures. I have many guilty pleasures. It's not very scary. I kind of like it. I just there's certain parts about this movie that I find enjoyable. I like the characters. You know, it just works for me for some reason. I like it. Obviously, the classic Jaws, not much I can say about it. It's great, phenomenally directed. Yeah, I love it. Let Me In, I find I do not own the original one yet, but I do own this one. I find it to be one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. Love it. I'm a huge fan of Chloe, so obviously biased there. Now, here's my soul to take. I know this movie gets shit on by a lot of people. Wes Craven's my favorite director, and to be honest, this one is my personal favorite Wes Craven movie. I love the characters. I just have such a great time with this movie. I find it to be really eerie and really deep at the same time while enjoying the characters, and I think it's a pretty cool slasher film. But yeah, I'm in the minority of that, but I don't care. It's my opinion. Then I have Stephen King's Pet Sematary. I love this Blu-ray transfer. Not much more I can say about it. It's a great movie. Very well directed. The next movie is The Possession. This movie I find to be a great throwback to kind of like the old possession movies like The Exorcist. This follows very much more like storyline based. I love that. I have great respect for that. It's phenomenal. I love the characters in this movie. I really like that movie. It really worked. Now, this movie I actually haven't watched yet. It's Pulse. It was written by Wes Craven. That's why I have it here. We'll see. I don't have any opinions on it just yet. Now, this movie here, it's got a really cool premise, and I think it works. Everybody knows about this one by now, I'm sure. I actually enjoy it for kind of what it is. You know, it's more slow-paced. I'm a fan of slower-paced movies. You know, the ending doesn't work as well as I was hoping, you know, and as I remember seeing it the first time, the more I watch it. But you know what? I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the characters. Now, this one is a really... Now, this one ratchets up the political commentary and everything, so I do find the characters to be enjoyable, and I find the commentary to be really deep, and I'm really looking forward to the third one this year. Now, these next two, I can kind of lump together. These are two remakes that are just absolutely hated on. Now, this Prom Night one is, again, a guilty pleasure of mine. I just enjoy the characters for some reason. Like, I think Brittany Snow does a good job. There's not much I can say about it. It's not scary. Again, it's one of those kind of fun movies that you just put on if you're just in the mood for like a shorter, like enjoyable movie that you can just kind of like a more of a popcorn movie. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of enjoy it. Again, with this one, it's not scary. It doesn't do the original justice. It's not as like fun as the original, and I don't admittedly own the original yet because I find it. The only ones I can find are pretty expensive, so I mean, I got a budget, and I got to get some of the, the ones that I like more. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. Now this is the original 3 Screams with 2 documentaries. These transfers are phenomenal of this. But yeah, we've all heard of Scream. I love the Scream movies. The sequels aren't as good, but yeah. And here's Scream 4. Now this is very, very close to being my favorite. Scream 1 beats it out by a little bit, but I love this movie. It just worked on every angle for me. But yeah, again, this is another one that really works for me. Silent Night. Kind of a throwback to the Silent Night, Deadly Night, but kind of not. It's its own story. I love the characters in this movie. I think it's a great slasher flick. It's, it's got a lot of gore, got a lot of good kills. It's got a pretty cool storyline too. Yeah, I just enjoy it. Now this is one of the first superhero movies ever made, and it's Wes Craven, and yeah, again, it's another Scream Factory, which I don't think I've missed another Scream Factory release. No. Yeah, another Scream Factory. I love this cover. I think it's fun movie. But yeah, it's terrible special effects, but it's a camp, really fun movie. So, and again, another Scream Factory. This is my last Scream Factory Blu-ray that I have, but this one here, like Terror Train, I find to be a very enjoyable early 80s slasher. This was actually one that I forgot to put on my list. I actually probably would have bumped Halloween 4 off and put this on. I really enjoy this. It's kind of it's really unique in the fact that it's based on a train, and I'm in Chicago here, as you can see, hopefully by the, here. So I travel from here to Pennsylvania very often, and this is definitely a norm for me every time I travel. So, I mean, it kind of adds to that atmosphere of like I travel a lot on it, and yeah, so that kind of works for me. And then I have like a couple more. This is The Thing, the original one. Now this is the British copy of the Blu-ray. I got this because I actually like this cover better than the original. I find the original cover to be just not as good. But this one, it doesn't work on most of my Blu-ray players, but it works on Xbox One, so I'm fine. It's a great transfer. It looks phenomenal. Again, I mean, great movie. I mean, need not say much about it. The Thing, the prequel, man, I gotta tell you, I really love this movie. I know a lot of fans of the original say this is a little too fast paced. I think that it works though. I think that the way that they created this thing, and it kind of acts out of like fear almost of like it's known. It just works for me. Like there are of course some scenes where the CGI just looks terrible, but I do think that I still like it. As an overall movie. So yeah, that's for all of my ones here. Now I do keep some along with its I'm one who like with the George Romero zombie movies, I keep them all together. Again, I don't keep them all in alphabetical order, but generally I do. But I do keep the Halloween Blu-ray of The Curse of Michael Myers Producer's Cut with the rest of the Halloween DVDs that I have, because I don't own the Blu-rays yet. But yeah, I love this movie. Again, I'm with the majority where this is the much superior movie. I don't really like the ending, but it is what it is. It's still a fun movie. Now, there are 2 movies also here that I have in my collection that are kind of horror, but kind of not at the same time. Black Swan, you decide. It's an Aronofsky film. It's horror-esque, definitely very atmospheric. Yeah, you decide. I love that film. And then Godzilla, it's a monster movie. This is the steelbook of it, and it is phenomenal. I love the look of it. At first I didn't, and then when I actually got a chance to look at it, and then you have this, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's, yeah, it's it's got that. So yeah, I mean, if you want to count those as horror or not, you know, it's kind of up to you. I don't have them in my horror collection because they're not technically horror, but yeah, I do have those as well. So yeah, that's all for my Blu-ray collection. Again, I'll have my DVD collection into 2 parts. So yeah, I will have these up for you this weekend. Hopefully you enjoy, guys. Thanks.